You're not in it.
No.
Just don't. You're not. So don't feel like it's watching.
All right, guys. So that was yesterday, right? Are we all ready to continue? Okay. So we are going to be wrapping up our driving question that we have been focusing on the last couple weeks, which is, Jason, could you read our driving question?
Yes, what happens to matter in an ecosystem?
Yes, what happens to matter in an ecosystem? And we're pretty comfortable knowing now that what happens. It starts with a D. Out loud, everybody.
Decomposes?
Decomposes, yes. Okay, and we all remember working on our ecosystem model, right? We should get all the arrows and going to connect. What do the arrows represent? Air.
Energy and matter being trapped in?
Yes, and which way are we pointing the arrow? Jocelyn?
From the animal to what full energy that's going to.
Yes, the arrow is pointing to the species that's getting that energy from whatever the other organism is. Okay, so for today, what we're going to be doing is first doing one question together. If you go to the next page, you'll see the top box says reflect. That question you are going to be answering not until I direct you to, on your own. Okay? You will have time to discuss it with your partner, your peer beforehand, but that question you will be answering in your own words by yourself, and it will be checked. But luckily you have many pages worth of resources right in front of you. I'm sure the question's pretty similar to a past question we have answered. So you could even look through things that you wrote before, and you'll likely be able to answer it off of your own notes, which will feel good, right? You'll know that you're using your own material you gathered from. What? What do we use to cite information? We're taking information from a Ari. One word. Where do you take? You're citing evidence from a Cameron? A text, and a text is an example of
An argument or a claim?
and you're using the whatever text for, let's say, video, something like that, to support your claim. But what do we use to?
An article?
An article is an example of this.
A paragraph?
A paragraph could give us some insight, but we're still
Sentence?
a sentence. It starts with an S. Not an excerpt. An excerpt can be an example of this. It starts with an S. What do we gather information from?
Support? No.
You're so close. So close. It's a one syllable word. But you're the closest. Claim. It starts with an S. So
Oh. Scavenger? Oh,
no.
A source?
A source. A source. A source is something that you are using to gather that evidence and information from, and you're citing evidence from a source. So once you get to middle school and high school, and if you continue on with your education, you're going to likely have a page at the end of an essay you write called cited sources, or your sources, and you're going to be listing everything that you used to write that paper. So you're getting practice, and it's something that I'll tell you, even in classes I've taken in college, there are a lot of people who don't know how to use a source to answer a question. So it's a skill that will be very helpful for the rest of your education. Okay. All right, so this first question we're answering together is based on actually I'm gonna read over your shoulder. A quote from the text. which is an example of a source. Okay, and that quote says, whether they're in the deepest parts of the ocean or on the highest mountain, they offer unique ways to reintroduce nutrients to that system. And do you see how the word, the word decomposers are in the brackets? That's giving you context without, because that word is not actually found in the article, but it's just giving you that word so you know what is being talked about, if that makes sense. So, whether they're in the deepest parts of the ocean or on the highest mountain, they offer unique ways to reintroduce nutrients to that system. So what does this quote tell us about what decomposers do in an ecosystem? So let's turn and talk with our partners, just briefly, like 30 seconds, so each person can answer. What does that quote tell us? What does that quote tell us about what decomposers do in an ecosystem? Maybe you it doesn't matter who you're partnering with. You're just and where can we look if we don't remember the question or the quote? Yes, right there on page 102. So, whether they're in the deepest parts of the ocean or on the highest mountain, they offer unique ways to reintroduce nutrients to that system. What does that tell us that decomposers do? So it's what type of ecosystem, not where the system is. Which is what bringing it back. All right, guys, we're going to get back to our full group. So turn towards the front again. Thank you. Okay, so this quote, what do we think this tells us about what decomposers do in an ecosystem? 20. What does this quote? Whether they're in the deepest parts of the ocean or on the highest mountain, decomposers offer unique ways to reintroduce nutrients to that system. What does that tell us about decomposers? What do decomposers do?
What do decomposers do?
Yeah. What does that quote tell us about decomposers?
It's kind of like a system. Like if something like dies, then like other animals come and eat it.
So the and then what? But what does that tell us? That it's that energy and matter is being reused or recycled. Yes.
Reused.
Aaron, it is being reused. Yeah.
Decomposers do in the ecosystem is they break down dead animals or dead matter and produce nutrients for nutrients.
Yes. So they do, and so basically, that would be the definition of what a decomposer does, which probably helped you answer this question or know what the quote is talking about. But just know if there's a question for all of you guys that's asking you to read the quote and just answer how that quote tells you that about what a decomposer does. It's not asking you for a definition. It's asking you how that text, how that excerpt explains that. Like, what about that is making that obvious? And that reintroducing nutrients is telling us that it's being recycled. Yes?
If a big animal dies from the type of ocean, the big animal doesn't go unnoticed, so the decomposers use all of that value to use.
Yes, that is what decomposers do. I'm going to make this. I think that we're kind of, this kind of question, it can be intimidating, right? But really what it's asking, what a solid A+ answer would be, could be as simple as decomposers add nutrients back into an ecosystem, right? Because that's what it's telling us. It's telling us that they offer different ways to do exactly that. So you don't have to twist the text at all. You don't have to make your own interpretation. You can literally just say exactly that, using the question in your answer, okay? Let's turn the page. Does that make sense? How that's different than asking a definition?
Yeah.
Kind of, maybe? I know it's new to you guys. It'll be worked on. All right, so this question, which is asking us, are there any decomposers in the ocean ecosystem model? If so, what are they? What part do decomposers play in the ecosystem? So that question we have just been working on through different ways, such as using what type of model? You know? A diagram, yes. So looking at that diagram, we know that there are decomposers, right? Because we worked on showing how it's being recycled back into the ecosystem. And prior to that, there's that article that also tells you what you're going to be doing is answering that question to the best of your ability. And I know all of you can do it because it's exactly what we've been working on for several weeks now, months, okay? And because we have been also working on not only this information, but sharing our ideas and building off of our peers' feedback and what they believe and their thoughts, you guys are going to be able to talk with your partners first and plan out what you're going to write, okay? And if you want to make notes during that time, you can. That'd probably be a beneficial thing to do. Just don't work on the actual question yet. So this time you're going to be given is just to talk with your partner about how you're going to answer the question. And if we don't know the directions, what do we do? No, not ask. Exactly, you can read the question because it is on your paper on page 103. That box that says reflect, that is your question, okay? So, I'm not going to get much guidance because we've been doing these sorts of questions together for, well, pretty much every lesson, right? So you guys can take a few minutes, how about, or we'll just talk about it right now because there's not, I don't think there's answers either way. Take 5 minutes and talk with your partner, discussing what you might write for that, or what you can write yet. And while you're writing it, you can 100% use everything that you've done so far. I encourage you to look back at your notes while you write it.
Are we doodling while we're waiting? So put your pencil down.
this lesson. It's based on, I think, every lesson that is in this question, this driving question so far. There's only two, I guess. But we don't have it yet. No. So, were there any decomposers in the ecosystem model that we did yesterday? Yeah? Okay. And what were they? What are decomposers? They are
An organism that makes an organism that
good. If you do not know a word, you can refer to the vocabulary chart. It has the main vocab words that we have been going over. If it's kind of out of view, I can move it.
What does the last word say? Matter chemically?
Chemical.
On where it says decode.
Oh, yeah, that's chemically.
Matter chemically. Okay.
It doesn't matter what we're working with. This is just, this time is kind of like the studying you were able to do during for your spelling test. Okay, so maybe working with him is not as beneficial as maybe working with someone else. You want us to turn around and talk with them, or you just want to speak to them? Okay, guys, you are going to now be engaged in your own work. So turn towards your desk and work on answering that question. Do you think we're going to be using bullet points and short, just words, or are we using complete sentences?
Complete sentences.
Good. And if we don't know where to start, maybe begin by restating that question, right? So it's asking us, are there any decomposers? Yes or no. I know this because, right? So use the question as a frame. Okay? Yeah. And remember, you can use your book. The model it's talking about is on the page before, or it's this one that was on the board.
You can go back to your article to find out, right?
Yes, a few pages back, if you go there is an article. It actually, every single thing that it's asking is in there. Punctuation? Yes, but other than that, it's all. And remember, if it's asking about a specific ecosystem, like the ocean, and this specific one that we went over, focus on that, not a forest or something else, okay? Okay guys, that was the bell for lunch. I don't expect you to be done with this yet, but I just wanted you to get started so when you come back and finish it on Monday, you're not just like blindsided or, don't know where to start, lost. Yeah, that is. It not only smell, but those gases are toxic. Exactly. And that is well, we're going to, I'm glad to help, but right now it's your lunchtime. So we can put science away for now, okay?